Hi, my name is Iman Mabrouk.
And I'm Lexi Cohn.
And you're watching
5 Questions.
We had the pleasure to interview an amazing artist named Phyllis Tarlow.
And we got the chance to ask her 5 questions.
So let's hear what she had to say. Question number 1. Where do you find your inspiration?
I think I find my inspiration everywhere around me, since I'm a realist and I'm very taken by what I see visually. That includes people, animals, skies, landscapes, flowers, buildings, whatever happens to strike me as being very beautiful or interesting. Sometimes it's textures, sometimes it's the way the light is hitting an object, or beautiful sunsets. I don't get up so early, so I don't see the sun rises very often, but I see a lot of sunsets, and they're just gorgeous, and I like to paint them a lot. So there are just many, many things that attract my attention.
Question number 2. In addition to your own work, who are artists you recommend students study?
Well, there are so many artists and so many wonderful artists, and I would say go through from early history on and look at different types of work of all kinds, because there's something to be learned from every kind of school of thought and way of expressing oneself. As a landscapist, I have loved landscape painters, but there are magazines out there these days. There's a gorgeous magazine called Plein Air, and has just marvelous current work being done by people all over this country. So that would be my suggestion, is to look at every kind of art there is and take it all in and see where you fit and what attracts you.
Question number 3. What is the biggest piece of advice you have for a student hoping to pursue art as a career?
Well, I would say get a very thorough training, and something I did not do as a teen, because at the time art was not very considered very important in the school system, and I happened to go to New Rochelle High School. And there was sort of an art department, but it was a commercial art department. You didn't even know about it unless you were not headed for college. And if you were headed for college, it sort of didn't even exist, and so it dropped out of my thinking when it came to who am I, what do I want to do with my life, where might I go. It didn't occur to me that you could be an artist in the current world. I knew there was art, I knew there had been artists. I didn't know that I could be an artist until I was about 29, 30 years old and already had 2 children. So that was where I began. Now my suggestion is, if you have any interest and really know you love art, go and get very fine training sooner, because the sooner you start, the more you can have time to learn, the easier it is without all kinds of trappings in your life where you're worried about how to earn a living, that you can go out and start, at a low level if you need to, or on the side, or have enough energy as a young person to have a job plus do your artwork. So I would say find a really nice school of art or a program in a college and go take some classes. And if you're interested in realistic work, please work from live models. A class that has live models is absolutely the best way to learn.
Question number 4. What role does an artist have in society?
Well, I think it's a very important role, because it opens people's eyes to things they might not think of otherwise, and ways they might not think of otherwise. Even if it's a scene you've seen many times and walked past, when it's put down as a painting, it has a different feeling to it. And many times people, when I do portraits for them, will say to me, there's something magical about that. That feels so real. I feel like I could talk to that person or that animal and touch them in a way that if they saw that same photo of that same image, it is not the same. There's more of a static quality. There's something that an artist brings directly to their work that is different from just going out and taking a look and, oh, there's a nice building, and seeing it.
Question number 5. What is the most memorable response you have had to your art?
I don't know that I can say one memorable response. I've had many. One of the very lovely things about art is that if you do a job, most kind of jobs for people, you don't get hugged by them or thanked profusely, or they don't start crying because they're so touched. all of those kinds of things happen to me when I do paintings for people, especially portrait commissions. But even a landscape that really touches someone, or it's a place they've been and many times, or they proposed to their fiance there, or whatever it is, something that touches them, and my particular way of expressing it or capturing it really says something to them about it.
We'd like to thank Phyllis Tarlow for coming in and answering our 5 questions.
And don't forget to visit her website at phyllistarlow.com. Thanks for watching
5 questions.